Welcome to the Man of Honor podcast. My name is Corey, your host, and today we're going to be talking about uncovering the sexual mask, and it's something that I briefly spoke about on the Men of Honor Facebook group, and it was just me talking about how the impact of pornography and masturbation and how that is there's a negative impact towards a marriage or a relationship. So, and myself, my own personal life is something that has been a thing that I used as a crutch, and I've had to peel back why it is I used it as a crutch for many, and I didn't confront this up until early on this year. Then I started talking to people online, trying to actually set up dates and meet up with them. And that was quite wrong because my wife didn't know. And it was quite a traumatic situation when she found out. And it started making me dig deeper into why we got to that place. Because she's an amazing woman and we've got a great relationship, got great marriage. But there was something that was evidently missing, and it caused me to want to escape using porn and masturbation and stuff like that. And it was something that became even that when the times when we were intimate, it started stripping away even from the moments that we were intimate. It wasn't intimate moments, it was just now going through the motions kind of thing. So it became very important for me to understand why is it that I ended up using porn as a crutch. What's the reasoning behind it? And it's taken me a while to actually figure out that there's a lot of things within my life when it comes down to my self-esteem and the way I view myself. So my own self-esteem based on my past, so the way I see myself and the rejection that I faced from my father, for instance, and the issues that I had growing up in terms of between my mom and dad divorcing, and it has had an impact on my life. And I've never addressed it in terms of the little boy that was hurt in that point. So at that point I was hurt, but I never addressed it. It's something that has followed me for the rest of my life, because when that happened, there was other sequences of events. So we moved country. We moved state or another city, and they spoke a different language. So for many years, I could not speak the language, and I was teased and bullied for it, and only stopped when I started playing sport. And then sport became my thing in order to be liked by people. So I knew that I had to play very well in sport in order to raise my status within the school and as a person, and it became my thing. So I started trying to find things in order to cover up the actual hurt that and I never confronted it. So it's only up until the last few months I started looking into it, and I only hit a breakthrough, I would say, a week ago. Now, the breakthrough wasn't the fact that I'm completely healed. I think it was just a realization that I have to fortify myself every single day, and that's been working working amazingly well. The fact that I can wake up and just sit down and reflect, and the turning point was the fact that I realized that it wasn't the sex that I was after, it was just the escaping the pain. That anytime that I feel a point where I need to sit down and reflect on myself and where I'm at, I try and find something else to occupy my mind and then escape. And this is detrimental to a relationship, because now I'm going through this stuff that I could potentially share with my life partner, and we go through this together. But I chose not to because I was afraid to be vulnerable in front of her. I was afraid of the rejection again, or afraid to be laughed at and thought of weak or something like that. So it is a journey. I've not got completely healed, but it's the fact that now I now have a handle of it. I don't feel like I used to, like, before sleeping or whatever. I find this some time or allocate some time to, go and do this thing where I just have this release. And a lot of it is to do with the chemical release that you have in your brain, where if you do that, you get dopamine released, and you got all these other emotions, feel good chemicals that are released within your mind in order to escape. And we use these certainly with a lot of things, even with Netflix and everything else. We use things like this to escape on actually confronting the negative thoughts that you're going through in your mind, because that trauma that you face is like a record, and you can instantly replay in your mind over and over and over again. And because it plays over and over again, you try and find something that is a lot louder to stop it from playing. So whether it's porn in my case, or whether it's you watching Netflix a lot, or whether you're eating. And I've actually realized that it's that trauma it manifests itself in several ways, and I'm beginning to think about this thing as I call it the chain of addictions, where it's not just porn, but you now eat a lot, or you decide not to train because you just want the things that are comfortable, things that are easy to do, so you don't feel any sort of pain or put yourself under any sort of place where you're under pressure, or anything that feels negative you are trying to avoid. You're trying to go for the most easiest thing, and you're going for the path of least resistance. So what am I trying to get at in this episode? I think with this episode I'm just trying to say that I've had a breakthrough, and the breakthrough for me was the fact that I started trying to think of things I'm grateful for my wife every single day. And as soon as I wake up, I just take a moment to reflect and think of the great things that I'm grateful for. My wife, my children, all my family that are safe, and the fact that I set my head in that space where I'm thinking about those things that I value, it sets my day up where I'm now doing things that contribute to that kind of thinking. And this has been a massive thing for me in terms of, now, I think last time I spoke about this, there was a few people that said, well, it is okay to use porn, it is okay to masturbate, and I do not disagree with that. I think it's healthy in a relationship, but the way I see it is the fact that cake, everybody knows that cake is bad for your health. And if I put a cake and there was 15 people there, and we were all celebrating, we all cut a piece, we all consume the cake, celebrating a birthday, for instance, that is amazing. You're part of a family, you're all enjoying each other's company, and there's more to the cake than just eating the cake. So that's fine. But if I put a cake, the same size of cake that feeds 15 people, and then I eat it for myself, then it becomes a problem. So it's not the actual masturbation and porn that's the problem. It's the fact that how you consume it. And this is the thing that I've been dealing with for the past 8 days. Nothing. And now it's got to the point where I don't even desire or go to that point. No, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that my sexual desire is gone, but I'm beginning to channel it in a more positive way towards my relationship. So this is exactly where I'm going in terms of my journey, and I'm beginning to realize that because of the chain of the addictions, that I have to fortify my mind in other areas. So the other bit is my fitness and exercise, because I've been eating unhealthily and not training and doing what I'm supposed to do. That's also part of that trauma that I need to look at, because it's manifesting itself in that way. So I'm not eating properly because I use food as an escape or whatever. So those are things I now need to start considering and saying that is it an addiction because I'm trying to avoid the trauma that I'm going through, or is it just the fact that I'm just a greedy person? So it's one of those things that I'll be looking into. And of course, if I figure it out, I'll be posting it on the podcast. But thank you very much for listening, and I hope this is helpful. If this is helpful and you want to know more about this stuff and you want to follow me on my journey, not just me, but also have a way of actually overcoming different things in your life in order to become a better person so you can live your life by design, you join us on the Men of Honor Facebook group, where you can learn some of these things and also have support from other men in order for you to achieve that life of complete freedom. So thank you very much. If you're a lady and listening to this and you know a man that could benefit from this, please send them to the Men of Honor Men of Honor Facebook group and get them to join so they can live their life by design. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll be speaking to you soon. I think tomorrow I'm going to be talking more about this fitness and diet and exercise and stuff. So I think it's quite important in terms of self-improvement and self-development. So thank you very much. I'll be speaking to you soon. Take care.